Hey everybody, we're live here at Ingwe Immigration. Just trying to figure out how to get onto our Instagram page. We're here to answer all your questions on immigration related matters. Give me a minute here while I get this set up. Hold on, sorry about that. Feed post story. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're here to answer all your immigration related questions. So please post something in the comments and we'll make sure to answer all your questions. We are a licensed immigration firm. We're here live on YouTube, Facebook. Again, we're here to answer all your immigration related questions from Ingwe, Canada. I'm trying to set up on Instagram a little bit tech, not very techy. So hold on one second. Hold on, I'm trying to get for stories, TV. Trying to get a story, but then, yeah. So we're on Facebook and YouTube. If there's anybody here, please answer, post your questions, and we'd be happy to answer all your immigration related questions for Canada, whether it's PRs, new pathways, sponsorships, business immigration. We're trying to do TV. Nope. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to get the Instagram going too. This is not real. Something real. No. Every time. So everybody, yeah, we're just trying to get everybody in to start this Instagram and Facebook and YouTube live. Again, from Ingwe Immigration, we're here to answer all your immigration related questions for Canada. So don't worry, post your questions and we'd be happy to answer them live. Hold on. No, I am definitely technically not capable of getting this, getting our Instagram up and running. Sorry. Yeah, but I am keeping an eye out on all the comment sections. So if you have any questions, international students, sponsorships, families, business, skilled immigration, work permits, study permits, post your questions in the comments and we will answer them. Most of our followers are on Instagram, so we're just trying to get them going right now. So let me do story. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. We're just trying to get this. Hold on. Okay, live. Here we go. Here we go. We're going live on Instagram. Here we go. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We're just going to wait for my colleague who's going to join us in a few minutes from our Toronto office, and we will answer all your questions. Instagram is a little bit tricky doing all the buttons, but again, an important thing that many people forget is when you do apply for your permanent residency, remember you have to maintain your status inside of Canada, whether it's a work permit or it's a visitor visa or a study permit, right? So if you graduated, you're on a postgraduate work permit, you just apply through the new PR program, Pathway for International Graduates, and your work permit is expiring in 1 month, 2 weeks, or 6 months, you still need to renew it. Okay, so you either do a bridging work permit, or if you're on a visitor visa, you have to restore, like renew your status and get a visitor record. If you're still a student, in some cases, you need to renew that as well. So I'm just waiting for my colleague to join. We're going to be joined by my colleague Jolie from our office in Toronto. She is on Instagram, so hopefully you can hear her on Facebook as well. Hi, Jolie, how are you?
I'm good, Reza. How are you?
Good. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, so people can hear you. We have a question on Facebook right now. It says, "Hello, sir. I entered the wrong UCI when I applied for the TR to PR pathway. Will my application be rejected?" No, most likely not. No. So don't worry about that. That's not a huge mistake. It's kind of like, imagine you didn't even put a UCI number in. So it's not a reason for refusal. So don't worry about it, Kati Ung. So that was a great question, and no worries. You should be fine as long as you meet the rest of the eligibility documents and requirements. So Jolie, tell us some of the questions and concerns your clients had when they've applied for the PR, the new pathway. What's happening there?
Yeah, in the market, it should be a problem because some of our clients just come after the time,
Okay.
and then they apply themselves, and the problem is that they miss representation.
Okay, so what are some specific questions that have come up?
For example,
Yeah.
they don't have the police check included in the application.
Okay, so that could be an issue. But did they have an old police check, like police clearance certificate?
No police certificate. No police clearance certificate.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So that could be a reason for refusal. Typically, if it was any other program, I would say yes, they would be refused. In this one, it's tough to say because it's a brand new program. There's a chance they will send back the application and say it was incomplete. So this is what's going to be. So that means it's not a refusal for certain, but it will be sent back as incomplete. So
yeah. But how about not including the travel history? No, not travel history, but the refusal of visa before.
Yes, that could be misrepresentation, and they could refuse you on misrepresentation. So if you don't mention your previous refusals, whether it's Canada, US, Australia, Europe, you could be refused. So there's a high potential for that.
Oh, that should be a problem.
Yes, that could be a serious problem. Yeah. I mean, it depends also on the officers in general, how flexible they were. But typically, because they have to go through a lot of applications, I don't think they're going to spend or waste a lot of time, right? So yeah.
Yeah. If he was refused, so how about the postgraduate work permit?
Well, his postgraduate work permit would still be valid, right? So if you applied for a PR, you still have your status inside of Canada. Until the PR is processed, you still need to maintain a work permit, study permit, visitor record, whatever it is, right? So you need to maintain your status. So if he gets refused, he just continues to work, right? He continues to gain work experience and maybe another program. So but then make sure that you always need to disclose your refusals, everybody. This would be considered misrepresentation, which misrepresentation is a very fancy word of saying lying. So if somebody lies on their application and it's serious, you will be refused. So yeah. So what were some of the other questions, Jolie? You said that there's a potential.
Yeah, but if they were abandoned for 5 years, so how about the status? It's still okay for them to stay here?
What do you mean? Oh, like a ban? You mean if it's... Yes. It's tough. You know what I would do if they forgot to send it? Ask them to send a web form through IRCC and tell them that he's applied for PR and he has mistakenly not included his refusals. Maybe they'll accept, maybe they won't. So tell them to send an IRCC web form to update the information. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So at least they know that. At least they know that his true intentions were not to lie. Maybe he forgot about it, right?
Yes, yes, because they don't have experience on working on application.
That's fine. So they should have worked with somebody who knew, right?
Yeah, of course, they should work with us, like, for example.
Or anybody. They can work with anybody.
For example.
but the important part is you don't want to lose the chance of obtaining your PR through this very good program. So right now, if anybody's joined us, we're talking about Canadian immigration on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Live. And Julie, who's joined us on Instagram, my colleague from our Toronto office, is asking some questions which her clients have asked her regarding immigration matters and the new PR path. So what's happening is you can post your own questions on the comment section, okay? And we will be able to answer questions live. Okay, so everybody, whatever immigration related questions you have, you could be outside, and don't worry, there's no question which is too simple, or maybe you think it's, you shouldn't ask it. Don't worry, ask any questions, we don't mind. And whether it's about international students, admissions to schools, work permits, study permits, the new PR path, express entry, spousal sponsorship, spousal work permits, business immigration, startup visa, whatever it is, provincial nominee programs, we handle it all, everybody. So no worries. So we have a question here, Jolie, from Saif Badir. Badge saying, how many hours is the maximum that could be counted per week for the non-essential workers pathway? It's actually 30 hours. So the Canadian immigration typically accepts maximum 30 hours for your work experience. If you work 50 or 40, it doesn't matter. It's 30 hours. You cannot fast track your hours. We have another question here on Instagram, and I'm going to read it out loud so everybody can hear. Yes. So Anushan Sim 93 is asking, if an applicant has submitted 2 applications under the same stream due to an error in the first application, would this be an issue? You can withdraw that application by requesting a refund and sending a web portal message. Okay, so go into the IRCC website for a refund, request a refund based on the receipt you paid for the incorrect one, and then as soon as you request a withdrawal, potentially could cancel that incorrect application. Another point is you can send a web form stating that you've submitted 2 and 1 is incorrect, and see what IRCC says when you return, basically when they've responded to you. So there is a way to solve it. You don't need to worry, okay? As long as the original application or the one that you mentioned is correct, it's 100% correct. Because if both are incorrect, then potentially you could be refused, or it's incomplete, or you don't meet the eligibility criteria, right? So Jolie, what are other questions that your clients and the folks out there have regarding Canadian immigration?
Yeah, we have a very specific case.
Okay.
Client has 4-year experience here in Canada. Okay. Working hours is enough for essential stream.
They have how much work experience do they have so far?
4 years staying in Canada.
Okay.
But more than 1 year experience. I mean the working hours.
Yeah.
But actually they don't have the status as a work permit.
Oh.
But study permit in English only right now.
Okay, so they're studying English? No, they're just pathway English? Then yeah, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
So no, unfortunately, they will not be eligible for PR pathway. That work is actually considered not authorized work. So there's no way for them, at this point, there's no program for them. And I would suggest for them to kind of finish their English language quickly and just go to college so you can work properly, and then later on also get a postgraduate work permit, right?
Yeah, it should be a work permit.
Yeah, so no, it can be a study permit, but the issue is they were studying language, and when you're in a language program, you're not allowed to work as a student.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it is study permit, but for an academic program, it should be better for him to get a part-time job, for example, right?
Yeah. So we have another question from EAF Tau, F Tau. I don't know how you pronounce that. Sorry about that. So how can I know if my bachelor's degree would be valid in Canada? Okay. So one easy tool you can use, F Tau, is you go on the WES website. So go to wes.org. Then at the top right corner, there will be a Canadian and a US flag. Click on the Canadian flag. There is a toolkit. Okay. There's a tool where you can find it on the website, which does like a preliminary assessment of your degree. All you need to do is give your email address, and then you select the country, the school, the degree type, and it will give you a preliminary assessment of what your potential bachelor's degree would be in Canada. But it's only preliminary. Why? Is because unless they get the transcripts and you pay them, they won't do an official education credential assessment. But before that, you can do a preliminary one with the tool that's offered on this website, wes.org. If you can't find it, just message us on our website. We'd be happy to send you the link. Okay. So hopefully that'll answer that question. What other questions are there? Let's see. Okay. So we have another question from Cynthia Nancy. So Cynthia Nancy is asking on Instagram, please, for the TR to PR pathway. Yes. So the recent program for PRs for international students and temporary foreign workers, graduate stream. My work hour changed to part-time 10 hours per week. Will it affect my application? 10 hours is the bare minimum, Nancy. So Cynthia Nancy. So make sure it doesn't go below 10. They don't like it when it goes below 10. Ideally, part-time is 15 hours. They may accept 10, but don't go below 10. In going into the future, try to maintain 15 just to be on the safe side. Otherwise, 10 may be accepted as well. But it's fine as long as you're part-time or full-time. There's no requirement to make sure that you're full-time. So you've applied and you are part-time, that's fine, but don't go below 10. The second you go below 10, then you're not really employed. So we have another question, Jolie. Anush Anasim 93. So sorry again about the pronunciation. My mobile screen is very small, so for me it's a bit. And you see, I have glasses, so I don't have the best eyesight. So I don't have an application number yet. So still, can I ask for withdrawal of my application without an application number? You can notify them that you had submitted to. Nobody has the application numbers yet. Okay. So you can notify them, but at the same time, you can try to withdraw or refund one of the payment receipts that you made. If you withdraw that payment receipt for the incorrect application, that will not allow them to process that application. So you don't need the application number for that. You just need the receipt number. If you do send a message to the IRCC web portal, then all you need to do is let them know that you did submit to, and mention the 2 receipts and your UCI number. But you have to mention which one is the incorrect one, and the fact that you had submitted to. Okay. So let's go to some other questions, Jolie. What do you think?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Jolie.
One of client have they are applying for the spouse sponsorship.
Yes,
already have the file number and waiting for the process.
Yeah.
But she wants to apply for the CEC program. So what happened? Okay. Can she apply this case?
So is she inside of Canada or outside of Canada?
Inside of Canada.
Okay. And they already applied for a spousal sponsorship, right?
Yes.
And they already have a file number for the sponsorship, correct?
Yes, yes.
What was her status before this? Like, what's her status now inside of Canada?
They came. She came here under study permit status.
Okay, okay. And she graduated and she has a postgraduate work permit?
Yes, of
okay.
course.
So that's how she gained the work experience, is after graduation. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And now she has CEC profile and she has the IELTS, everything is there, right?
She will take the IELTS in June.
Okay.
And she's supposed to have enough IELTS for an Eastern entry.
So they think that their application is not very strong for the sponsorship?
Yeah, I think so. So she wanna change.
Yeah.
If she withdraw from the sponsorship,
she can, but then, you know.
Or the both application at the same time. Is it?
Yeah, you cannot have two PR applications at the same time.
Oh,
so most likely she has to withdraw as soon as she receives an ITA invitation to apply, and she knows 100% her documents are in order. She can make a permanent residency withdrawal. Like, she has to withdraw her application from IRCC for the sponsorship. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So let me look at the other as per your experience.
Yeah.
So Anush Anasim is asking, as per your experience, how long does it take to get a refund if you have paid through credit card? It's tough to say with IRCC. It could be very quick or it could be long, but I don't think it'll be very long. So I think it's good to do it now and not wait. Sonia HN is asking, hi, I'm working with, hold on, my screen's. Hi, I'm working with PGWP, which is the postgraduate work permit. Can I extend my work permit with my contract inside of Canada? If your work permit is expiring now or in the next few months, you could be eligible for the open work permit policy. So typically, postgraduate work permits are not renewable, but with the new policy this year, postgraduate work permit holders whose work permit is expiring before mid-November are eligible to apply for an open work permit, which is 18 months long. So yes, it's possible. You just have to know under which applications and programs to apply. But everything is available online. So you need an LMIA, Sonia. No, if you're on a postgraduate work permit, you don't need an LMIA. That's Tanas Balabani. No, you don't. Request to be in your, no. Thanks. Yeah. Does the work experience, okay, Tanas, does the work experience while I'm waiting for my PGWP to be approved count from my PR application? Yes, as long as you made a correct application, and from the date of your application onwards, and basically up to the point where the acceptance comes. So if your postgraduate work permit is approved, then that time you were waiting, it's accepted as your work experience. And if it's refused, then that time doesn't, like, it does still count. Actually, it does still count, even if your work permit is refused. That time still counts as long as you made a correct application. Let's see if there's any other questions. Jess is saying hello back. Jess is actually I graduated, but I did not get my completion letter, and I have a job of shift manager at KFC. So what can I do? I booked my IELTS 2 in June. Okay, so the international graduate stream is closed for the new TR to PR pathway, right? So if you're planning to apply under the English applicant stream, it's closed. For French applicants, it's open until November 5th, right? If you you don't have your graduate letter yet, if you have your transcripts and it proves that you've completed the program, you can apply now for your postgraduate work permit. It's better to have the graduation letter, but during COVID, they're accepting if you don't have the letter yet, but you have the complete transcripts. So you need some kind of proof that you completed the program. So whether it's a graduation letter and or the full transcript, it can be a digital copy, doesn't have to be the final one, then it could be accepted. But if your transcripts only show the last semester and not the current one that you finished, then again, you have to wait for one of those two. Okay. Hannah's here. Hi. So Tanas Balabani. So I applied September 10th and I started working September 28th. My postgraduate work permit was approved December 8th. So those 3 months do count. Yes, you can take that to the bank, 100%. No worries. Another question by Anusha Nasim 93. I have already sent them my refund request but I haven't received a refund. So should I submit another request? No, don't submit 2 requests for refunds. Not a good idea. You have to request a refund once through the IRCC payment portal. If you want to just correspond with IRCC, which is Immigration Canada, you send them a web portal message. Amit Sharma 519 is asking, hello, sir, can we make any changes in the PR application through TR to PR pathway? Not really. Not really. I mean, you submitted it. But if there's something that you think you have to let them know, send them a web portal, IRCC web. That's the only thing you can do. Really, there's not much choice here, right? I think a lot of people made mistakes when they applied, Jody, right?
Yes, I guess 1/3.
Yeah.
Yes, because they have no experience.
Yeah.
To apply for a PR application, it's not like TRB.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think everybody was rushed for the new pathway for international students, especially English applicants. It was opening, everybody was worried it would close the same day, but the payment system became so slow that it extended it till the next day.
That's terrible that time.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, so it closed on Friday. So exactly noon on Friday it closed. So it was open one day, literally 24 hours. Right. So everybody was rushed to get their applications and supporting documents. So let's look at another one. Manjas is asking, is there any other option for PR or Express is good? Express means Express Entry. They might open up other programs towards the end of the year, Manjas. So keep an eye out. Do your IELTS or CELPIP or your French exam. Have all your documents ready, because if another program opens or if this program is reopened, you can be ready. In the meantime, concentrate on Express Entry as well. Provincial nominee program is there too, but again, your employer should offer you a job offer, or you should be in Express Entry already in specific occupation. So yes, keep your documents ready, and if nothing opens, go for Express Entry. If something opens, then great, you've got all your documents ready. So anybody who's joining us now, we are live here at Ingwe Immigration's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We have most of our viewers on Instagram typically, but that's fine. We will go live on all 3 platforms to answer your immigration-based questions. You can post your questions here in the comments box, and we will answer them live here today. And I've got my colleague Jolie on our Instagram, who's from our Toronto office, and she's asking some questions about some concerns that her clients have who have applied for the new PR program, or they're overseas and they're planning to make some applications to come to Canada. So let's look at some more questions. No, thank you so much. No worries. Always here to help. Jolie, other questions that some of your applicants have? Any other questions?
Well, another one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the post-graduate work permit will be expired soon. So what should we do with that case?
Which one? Which case?
For example, they have a Syrian experience enough for essential occupation stream.
Yeah.
But the postgraduate work permit will be expired soon in the next few months.
Okay, so they've applied for the new PR path for one of the 2 streams?
Yes.
Okay, so if they wait, so they have 2 options. If You said when is it expiring? In 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, 3-4 months.
Okay, so 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks before it expires. Okay.
Yes.
If they don't receive a confirmation letter regarding their application for PR with an option to bridge the work permit,
Yes.
then they can at any time now even apply for the new open work permit policy for international students, which allows postgraduate work permit holders whose work permit is expiring this year to apply for an 18-month open work permit. But the work permit should expire before mid of November. So there's two options for these people who've applied for their PR. Wait for the bridging work permit option to be in the letter that they receive from IRCC. If not, before expiry, they should immediately apply for the new open work permit policy for 18 months, open to postgraduate work permit holders whose work permit is expiring this year, okay, before November.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Reza.
Yeah, no worries. And then we have our final question, Sonia HN. I have a job offer. Can I extend my work permit since my PGWP is expiring? Yes. So we just talked about that right now. Jolie's question was there. Yes, yes, yes. If your working permit, which is a postgraduate work permit, is expiring this year before mid of November, before the expiry, you're eligible to apply for a new open work permit of 18 months. Typically, postgraduate work permits are not renewable, everybody. But this year, due to COVID, they've made an exception. So if you can apply, do apply. Okay, if you need any help, send us a message on our website. We'd be happy to help. Anusha Nasim 93. If a person is eligible for express entry and also the TR to PR pathway, which program should one prefer? TR to PR if you applied in time. Express entry is more detailed, so they will go through your document. There's more requirements. Your NOC code, National Occupation Classification, job description matching the NOC code, hours worked. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Your IELTS should be higher. Everything is more difficult, more picky. If the TR to PR pathway, if you meet the eligibility, then it's fine. The only thing, the main difference, there's two disadvantages with the TR to PR pathway compared to express entry, Jolie. You know what those are? Two disadvantages for the TR to PR pathway compared to express entry. One is in express entry, you don't need to be working, even inside or outside of Canada. But in the TR to PR pathway, you should continue to be working. You have to meet the eligibility throughout the PR process. But with express entry, you do not need to be working. Okay? So that's one disadvantage. However, one disadvantage with express entry is you need minimum settlement funds. With TR to PR pathway, you don't need minimum settlement funds. So depending on your job, depending on your documentation, depending on whether you can keep your job and your settlement funds, and whether you're inside of Canada or outside, because in express entry, you could leave Canada while your PR is under process. But with the TR to PR pathway, you cannot leave Canada during the PR process. So those are the differences. Make sure that you look at it in detail and whether your documents are perfect for express entry. If not, TR to PR pathway. If your employer will continue to keep you on payroll, that would be great. You can just do the TR to PR pathway. So Jolie, if there's no more questions, we'll wrap up for today. What do you think?
I think we need to remind people who applied for the new stream, the new program, that keep staying in Canada during the time they process.
Yes. You need to maintain status, everybody, while your PR is under process, right? This is important. Let me see if I can add something. I don't know. I'm just trying to add a picture here. Does anybody know how to add a photo, a screenshot or something? It's weird. I'm telling you. I'm not tech savvy, everybody. I think everybody's figured this out. I'm not tech savvy. No, I was trying to show everybody a screenshot of how many applicants they have already for the temporary foreign worker stream, but on my Android phone, I can't get this to work, but that's okay. That's okay. For anybody who's just joined us, we are going to return next Tuesday, 9 a.m., 5 p.m. North America Standard Eastern Time, to answer all your immigration related questions. So if you missed us today, we will be back here next Tuesday, 9 a.m., 5 p.m., answering all your immigration related questions. Jolie, thank you so much for joining us on Instagram. Jolie, my colleague, handling our Vietnam market. Anybody, if you have any follow-up questions, send us a message on our website or wait till next Tuesday where we will answer your questions for free. Otherwise, you have to pay $250 an hour, and I'm sure you don't want to do that. Okay?
Thank you, Reza. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone, for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks, everybody. Take care. I'm just going to finish off here, end the stream here, and Instagram.